Hello, everyone. I hope you all are well, staying safe. And the first quarter of 2025 is coming to an end with the transit of Saturn out of its own house of Kumbham, previously its own house of Magaram as well. So 5 plus to 6 years, in fact, it was Saturn was in its own house, empowered and creating havoc for a few Rasis, specifically Midana Rasi, Kadaga Rasi for its Ashtama Sani. Then you have Magara Rasi and Kumbha Rasi itself for Janma Sani effects. And it was quite painful for these Rasis. It was doing Ardhashtamam and Gandaka Sani for a few other Rasis. And we'll look at all that in this video. I'm going to make it a very short one. I will elaborate in May when two other transit happens. You have Rahu Ketu happening on 15th of May, and you have Jupiter, Guru, Peyarchi on the 19th of May. So these are the major ones, and I will go deep dive into them exclusively in the month of May. However, let's see what Sani Peyarchi is all about for the 12 Rasis happening on the 30th of March. And I'm going to place the planetary positions coming up on the screen now, and you can see. In the house of Meenam, you've got 6 planets there, and you can see the Amavasya effect with the sun and the moon in the same house of Meenam. Although the moon will transit out of houses or traverse through houses every 2.5 days. And you have Venus there with Mercury. So you have one planet, Venus, Shukran actually attains the exalted position. Ucham in the house of Meenam, but you have Mercury, Buddhan, which is debilitating at this point. So one Ucham, one Nicham planet in the same house, and they are both friends. Mercury and Venus are friends. Saturn and Rahu, they are both shadows, shadow planets, malefic planets, and they are both friends. But the owner of Meenam itself, Jupiter. It's swap houses with Venus. Jupiter, you can see here, is in the house of Rishabham. And you see Mars, a house away from that, Midunam. And Ketu is right below there at the corner of Kani Rasi, Virgo. At the start, you would have to note that a major planetary cluster on Meenam, and it's kind of a disjointed thing, right? You have 6 planets on one cluster of houses there, and you have Jupiter and Mars a few houses away, and then uh, a bit of missing planets, and then you have Ketu there. Kind of a disjointed deal, but for some rasis, this is a very good arrangement of planet. And again, once we go to May, you will see something called a Graha Maliga Yoham, and I will talk about that exclusively in May. All right, so first off, we have Mesham, Aries. Uh, what we can see that there is a cluster of 6 planets in the 12th house, and Venus is there. Venus representing luxury, and second house of Mesham, you have Jupiter there. So at the start, you will have some expenses on luxury items, expenses on women. Women doesn't mean those who are, romantic circle. I mean, it is that. Plus, it can be women who are your daughters, mother, sibling, your sister, elder sister, younger sister, which could also extend to expenses on their illnesses, medical illnesses. But then again, Sani is coming to the 12th house, meaning that your Sade Sati is starting. You would immediately see problems coming on from women, from the side of women, and also some expenses on children. Anyhow, 19th of May, you'll see your problems gradually increasing. So for the House of Mesham, the only good thing going on for you would be that your businesses and your employment. you'll see some growth. But with growth, for Mesha Rasi natives, you'll see expenses also going up steadily over the coming months and over the next year. But for Mesha Rasi natives, just going to be status quo. Do what you're doing. Don't change. Don't change anything. Don't step into anything, and you'll be fine. Just have to keep an eye on your female circle. Again, sisters, mother, spouse. I mean, your wife. Colleagues who are females, workers, employees who are females, bosses who are females. Anyway, so all of that covers it. And also look at limiting your expenses on luxury items, fine dining, luxury cars, expensive holidays. So all of that you have to be cautious because the money that you're going to spend on that will be coming out of your credit card. All right, so money that you don't own, and it can go overboard. So that's the quick analysis for Mesha Rasi. Then you have Rishabham. Rishabha Rasi natives, you have Jupiter in your house, and your owner, which is Venus, swap houses with Jupiter in Meenam, and it's exalted. This is quite good. You will start off with a positive note. Once Sani transit happens, 30th March, you will see a growth, a spurt that has come in terms of business, employment. Even if you are studying for something postgraduate, research capabilities, uh, masters by research, PhD by research, you can do these things. So further studies is there on the cards. You also have what else do you have? You have ability to increase your salary. So you have or your business income coming in. You can also do a bit of speculation, stock market, Bitcoin, Forex. These are going to be beneficial. It will increase steadily after May because you have Rahu moving away from the 11th house, house of Labam. Sani is your Dharma Karma Adhipati in the house of Labam is very good for Rishabha Rasi, right? So negative planets can be in house number 3, 6, 10, 11, the Ubhasaya Sthanam, right? So you can have Sani, your Dharma Karma Adhipati being there is actually quite good for Rishabha Rasi natives. In short, whatever you're going to touch is going to turn to gold. So you have the Midas touch now. So Rishabha Rasi natives, whatever that has been denied, whatever that has been delayed for you, 2025 is the year to step it up. It'll work. You are going to succeed in your endeavors. So business, speculation, higher education, change in job, aiming for the leadership role, leadership roles, leadership function. It's all going to come into your pathway, and you can change into a better job, a job slightly beyond your scope. I would say that for Rishabha Rasi, um, you are not going to bite more than you can chew. You can handle things, even those you are going to step into things that is seemingly beyond your scope. You can handle it. So all the best to Rishabha Rasi natives. All right, next up is Mithuna Rasi. So Mithuna Rasi. For the past few years, again, just like Rishabh, but yours would be even more so dullness of growth. I mean, the stagnation, nothing much happened. This year is going to improve, but the start of April will be slow because Mercury is still debilitated. So Mercury transits every 60 days, moves from house to house. But you're going to come out somewhere around May. So during the Rahu Ketu transit, much better for you guys. Uh, Whatever you are thinking of doing, it'll only spurt out, it'll only kick off at that time, May. Other than that, you will, when Saturn is actually transiting, 30th May, March, you would actually feel a weight on your body. So you'll feel dullness of mind, sluggishness. And you would think that the old Ashtama Sani effect is coming back, but it is not so. You also have Ketu in another of Mercury's house, which is Kanni. Kanni and Ketu, again, that is going to move away in May, sorry, 19th of May. Ketu, although whatever depiction of it being a snake, right? It's not the head of the snake, it's the tail end of the snake. But it's still malefic. It will give you dullness of mind anyway, but it is all coming to an end. You will be able to do positive things, growth, take on new tasks, new challenges, May onwards. So steadily it'll grow. Just handle your health for a while, especially in the month of April. Be sure to increase your supplements, vitamins, protein, and all that. You are going to feel a bit of a dullness. Be careful to not get wet in the rain. That will, any illnesses that you're going to get, sickness, fever, flu, cough, it'll extend for the entire month of April. Although we'll say that a standard cold, cough lasts a week, 10 days, yours will extend for the entire month. And you don't want that. You want to avoid it, but chances of getting illnesses is actually quite high. But it'll be the small day-to-day illnesses that we are all used to. It's all part of life. Again, fever, flu, sore throat, uh, running nose, all those things. Just take care of that. But good times are coming for Midana Rasi natives. Although the start would be starting with the Amavasya effect, moon and the sun. And the moon is the ardent enemy of Mercury, right? It's a one-way enemy because for the moon, Mercury is not the enemy, but for Mercury, the moon is definitely the enemy. The mother, moon is the mother. The mother is the enemy for Buddha, for Mercury. So it doesn't like that. And it'll gradually get better. So Midana Rasi natives, there's nothing to fear. Just hold on there. Good times are coming. Then you have Karagarasi. All right. So Karagarasi, the one of the major things that's happening, and you'll be so glad to know, is your Ashtama Sani is officially coming to an end, although 30th of March, but it'll extend for the entire month of April. Why? Because of the nature of the Purattadi Nakshatram. So where in Kumbham, you have the broken star, right? So you've got nine padams there. So the last padam, you have two padams of, three padams of Purattadi in Kumbham. One padam, the fourth one, is in Meenam, and Saturn is still transiting that star, Purattadi star. So it is going to give you some effect, but again, 4 weeks, 5 weeks maximum. And it is going to lighten its devastating effect on you. It's not going to create anything malefic. It's not going to do good, although or the rather the common belief system is towards the end of Ashtama Sani or Janma Sani, Sani will do good and go. Sani doesn't do that. Sani just stops doing bad. And that itself is a good thing. He just stops hitting you. And that itself is going to give you some relief. As long as someone has stopped hitting you, you can start planning for things. That person doesn't need to help you. As long as it's also not damaging you, that's good enough. So Sunny is not going to damage you. But you will still have some dullness. You will still have the fear. You will need to jumpstart your life. But again, that would be only happening after the Rahu Ketu and Guru Peyarchi in May. So one good thing is Ashtama Sani coming to an end, but it'll extend another 5 weeks. So just like for Midana Rasi, although for Midana Rasi, I said illnesses will come. Karaga Rasi, there's nothing going to come, nothing negative. If you ask me, is the effect of Ashtama Sani uh, going to start? That means, can I still get a new financial debt? Can I get a new enemy coming? Can I get a new problem? There's not going to be any new problem. It's just that the old problems are not going to be solved now. 5 weeks and beyond, early solutions will start cropping up. You will be able to think of solutions 5 weeks from now. Illnesses. that has been lingering on for the entire Ashtama Sani period, 2 years, you will see it slowly going away, fading. So the fading effect will happen. Uh, but proper relief, resolution of things, May onwards. Entire April, again, new problems are not going to come into your plate. The old problems are also not seemingly leaving you. But then again, it's all an equation trying to fix itself out, fix itself off. The balancing effect is taking place. The negative and positive, dark and light, right? Darkness and the light. It's coming to a state of equilibrium for the month of April. All right. So Karagarasi natives, you will be definitely watching other astrological videos of other astrologers, other channels and all, and they will promise this and that. I'll tell you, March, April, nothing great is going to come. It's a gradual process. The healing takes time, right? As in all kinds of healings in this world. Uh, but it's coming. Not immediately. It's not going to, like a snap of the finger, tomorrow you're going to win the lottery and all that. Leave the comments here, Karagarasi natives, for the month of April, how you are feeling. And we'll deal with it, and I will respond to you guys definitely. So good luck to Karagarasi natives. Next up, you have Simha Rasi. Well, needless to say, when Karagarasi finishes Ashtama Sani, you guys are stepping into Ashtama Sani. And for Simha Rasi, the owner is the sun, the number one enemy of Sani Bhagwan. Saturn's number one enemy that he cannot look eye to eye is your Rasi Lord, Simham, the sun, Suryan, right? Uh, Problems with father is what will happen first. You yourself will feel sluggishness because Suryan, energy, light, energy, sprightness, youthfulness. You'll start to feel dull. Gray hair will start to come out. You'll start feeling old. Wrinkles. Skin will start to look older. Anything that makes you look older. Dark circles around your eyes. Uh, Weight on the knees. Knee pain. You are starting to sound like an old person. You might be 20s, 30s, even 40s, but you look decades older. You'll sound decades older. You will actually sound decades older, meaning that you will start to speak like a jnani, words of wisdom. Then even your friends will say, "Ah, this guy is talking like a as though he's a big swami, like a guruji, words of wisdom, philosopher." You'll start to become a philosopher. You have never been like that, but suddenly you will become a philosopher. But you'll also be thinking about the mystical things. For example, is there life after death? Is there karma? Is there God? Right? Is there cause and effect? If I do good, does good things really come back to me? The bounce effect. All of these things that you never thought about, never even crossed your mind. In fact, you used to ridicule it. Now you'll be thinking about it in a very deep way. You'll start to believe in God. At the start of it, until Rahu Ketu Peyarchi, so that means 30th March up to April, you might even be looking at other religion. You might even think about considering changing religion, conversion. Right? All of this is going to happen. Rahu with Sani is going to give you the belief that the other side is better. And other side can be anything, can be a job change, religious change of creed. You want to change, move houses, move village, move countries. All of this you will think about to your detriment if you do it. Your Ashtama Sani is going, whatever you're going to do in the month of April to correct it will take you your entire Ashtama Sani, 30 months Ashtama Sani effect for Simha Rasi. You're going to suffer for the entire 30 months. For the thing that you're going to do in April, a single step you're going to take, you might believe confidently is the right thing for in your mind, is the right thing. but it's not. And again, to your detriment, you're going to pay the price, not just you, your spouse, because you also have Savai, Mars, looking at the second house. Sani is looking at the second house, Savai is looking at the second house. You have Rahu, Ketu effects on the second house. Yeah, you're going to start itself in a very negative way. Everyone is going to pay the price, including your children, because you also have Jupiter looking at that. Jupiter representing children, progeny. Gradually, excuse me, gradually you will have some clarity of mind in this 30 months, some spouts of positive thinking. You'll be able to think things properly and through. But Ashtama Sani is going to do its thing, right? Sani is going to overpower Suryan. Suryan is the king, the boss. Sani is the slave. So the slave is going to overpower the boss. Imagine the slave is sitting in the throne now, and the king has become the slave. So how would your palace look like? How would the kingdom be when the slave is now the king and the king has been thrown out into the wilderness, wandering the wilderness? That's how you're going to be. In short, difficult times. Don't do anything. Don't start a business. Don't get into Forex. Don't change jobs. Don't get married. Don't leave your marriage. If you have gotten married somewhere this year, in 2025, okay, let's say from Deepavali last year, 2024 Deepavali till now, if you have gotten married, chances of divorce is actually pretty high. But then again, don't do anything without consulting an astrologer. So if you need me to look at something, leave your details in the comment section. I'll have a look and give you my thoughts. Or you can reach out to any astrologer whom your family astrologer, someone you're comfortable with, someone you trust. Okay, you're going to need it in this day and age. Like I say, we need a family doctor, we need a family accountant to, set things, writing the will and all that, asset management and all. You also need a family astrologer. We live in such an age where dharmic forces, Vedic sciences have to come back center stage into our lives. So don't do anything major without consulting an astrologer. So that's my analysis for Simha Rasi. Next up, we have Kanya Rasi. And again, you have your Mercury Lord debilitated, but looking at your Rasi house, in the other house of Mercury, Midunam, you have Savai there, which is the arch nemesis of Mercury. Mercury and Mars cannot see eye to eye. But then again, you are not going to have a Ashtama Sani effect. You are in a Gandaka Sani effect. Your spouse is going to be affected pretty much in a very intense way. Your spouse is going to feel challenges at work, challenges at business, challenges getting things done, cannot finish their master's MBA, for example. Postgraduate is not coming properly, not finishing properly. Your spouse or your partner is having problems with their family, with their sibling rivalry, with their mother and father. Mom and dad is giving them headache, and it's going to only intensify for them. And because of that, you are not going to have a peace of mind at home. Because if your spouse is not happy, not at peace, how's that going to affect you? Right? You are also not going to be at peace. And that's the deal. After that, for Kanya Rasi natives, you have Ashtama Sani will come in about uh, 30 months, and that's not going to be conducive. Yourself, Kanya Rasi natives, you are going to be able to save money, and you should do so now because in Ashtama Sani period, it's going to be expense, expense, expense from all corners. Things that you never even think about is going to come your way, expenses wise. So save as much as you can. If you want to change jobs this time around, it's pretty good. This year you can change jobs. Next year is going to be a bit tough. if you do change jobs next year, 2026, it's going to be a job that you will feel that you rather stick on to the previous job. As in 2025 job was better because you may get a boss that is a boss or colleagues that is not going to be pleasant. They're going to dump all the work on you and you're going to get the same pay, and that's not going to work well for you in the long run. But then again, this year you can do things, start a business, start saving money. So if you want to start anything with your siblings, a business, partnership, and all, yes, go ahead. You can do some level of speculation, but not so much. Don't put all of your money in stocks, Forex, Bitcoin. You can do 20-30%, and yes, you will also make about 10-15% profit, and that's a good deal. That's all you can hope for. But Kanya Rasi natives, once Ketu moves away from your Rasi house in May, there'll be a much better deal for you guys. All right, next up, you have Tulam Rasi, and again, Tulam, just like Rishabham, the owner is Venus, exalted there in the house of Meenam. But you also have the debilitated Mercury, friend, but debilitated nonetheless. You have Saturn in the sixth house. That's part of the good deals again. Ubhasayastana. 3, 6, 10, 11. Saturn for, if your Saturn is your friend, you know, there are six rasis where Saturn is your friend, the other six rasis where Saturn is the enemy. For Tulam, that's a friend, and Saturn will do good for you. You will be able to get a better job. You'll have some clarity of thinking in your job. Right? You will have a boost, change of role, upward change, so you can get a promotion. But also, uh, some minor ailments will come, like anemia might start coming in because you also have Jupiter in the eighth house for the moment, right? So for the month of April, you have Jupiter in the eighth house. Eventually, it'll move on to the ninth house. That will be much better because then you'll have Jupiter looking at your Rasi. Then your illnesses, your anemia, uh, sluggishness, and all that will go off. Better run. So you'll be like an F1 car from May, June onwards. But then again, for Rishabha Rasi and Tulam Rasi, anything to do with Venus, luxury, changing cars, luxury cars, changing houses, property, and all that will work very well for Tulam Rasi and Rishabha Rasi. So this year, this time is not just staying afloat, not just average, is you are going to be able to go beyond average. You're going to go upward, but you must put in the effort, right? This is the time to get into the game, play the game, all right? You are able to score goals and you are able to achieve things this time. This year, 2025 is the year to set a target and go about achieving the target. You will succeed. So well done, Tulam Rasi natives. Next up, you have Vrichagam. Yes, so Vrichagam, you have right now Jupiter looking at your Rasi. After that, you will have Jupiter moving to the eighth house from your Rasi. So it's going to go missing. So second and fifth house owner is going to go missing in the um, excuse me, in the eighth house, and you have your Rasi Lord, which is Mars. Savai is in the eighth house going to the ninth house. Once the eighth house, ninth house transition happens in May, Vrichaga Rasi, you are going to do amazing things, right? You are going to be able to accrue income, increase, you're able to save money, you're able to articulate communication. So your words are going to be so meaningful. People are going to listen to you, your boss, your workers under you, employees, colleagues under you will come to you for advice, opinions, how to get things done. Even your bosses will come to you for opinions, how they should operate things. You will be in center stage. When Mars goes to the ninth house, he'll be looking at the 12th house. So that's your Rasi Lord looking at the 12th house. third house, fourth house, uh, you'll be able to sell your property. But the only sense of caution is expenses might go up. Unnecessary expenses. Expenses on things that you don't even need, and then spending more on the things to keep it alive. For example, you may buy a luxury car. Suddenly, there is a tax, a road tax that is specifically for the luxury car that you bought that you never thought about. But then again, it's a sunk cost. So you have to spend it again. That's just the deal it's going to be. But then again, you're able to keep it afloat because now you got an increase in income, but it'll eat your thoughts away in the sense that this is just a sunk cost because you are Vrichagam and you are calculative, right? You are the scorpion under the rock, hidden. So you have a lot of this hidden thoughts coming in, and one thing, another thing rather is your sense of overthinking is going to spiral out of control, but things externally are happening to your benefit. So you think you will just reason out that it is working very well for you. So, Vrichika Rasi after May is better. Next up, you have Dhanus Rasi. Well, May will be much better when Jupiter moves on to the seventh house from your Rasi and looks directly at your Rasi. But we'll talk about that in May. Right now, you have Saturn in the fourth house with Rahu, and then after Rahu, Ketu, Peyarchi, that'll be better. One thing is Saturn through its 10th house drishti or 10th drishti is looking at your Rasi, but he's staying in Jupiter's house and looking at your Rasi. Saturn is Saturn. It is going to uh, give you a malefic view. Saturn cannot give you a positive view. Saturn is like a green-eyed monster, right? Filled with envy, always thinking of how to bring down the other person and such. But he's staying in a good position and then doing it. So what does that mean? It just translates to the nature of Meenam. What is that? Meenam is a fish in the ocean. You're going to cast your thoughts very wide. You're going to look at a lot of things and you can't decide things. You are going to be in an undecided space for the month of April and a part of month of May. You're going to think about so many ideas, business-wise, changing jobs, changing houses. Even you might even think about coming out of your marriage. You may think that you can do better. Again, false belief because you have Sani looking at your Rasi. Anything that Sani looks at when it comes to the moon, Rasi, right? Saturn gives you the false confidence. It's not a real confidence. I can do better in another marriage. I deserve a better partner. My partner is substandard. I can get someone better looking, someone earning more, right? Someone more credible. If you got, for example, if you got married to a nurse, you say, I should have gotten married to a doctor. And I think I'm young, I can go and do it. All these thoughts will come now until Jupiter comes in or overrides it in May. So you need to wait until then. Don't do anything hasty. Don't give in to the haste, but it's going to be an uphill climb because Saturn's view, malefic, is a very powerful view. Saturn's effect is very powerful. None of us can overcome the view of Saturn. Ask anyone who's gone through Janma Sani, Ashtama Sani. Can they overcome? Right? Just be careful with what you think, how you think about things. Don't let the negative thoughts take you out of control, make you in a spiral out of control because you love doing that. You love to talk out loud negatively, especially when you're alone in the house, in the room. You like to talk out loud. Don't, anything positive is fine. Anything negative, well, limit it, control it as you can. Think positive thoughts. Focus on yourself and on your growth. Make yourself better. Don't worry about others. So, That's my only immediate response, immediate opinions and advice for all Dhanusha Rasi natives. But all the best to you guys. You guys are pretty okay, right? Just some dullness of mind, malefic thoughts, spiraling out of control, talking to yourself. All that has to be kept under check. Next up, you have Magara Rasi. So, like I said, this is Magaram and Kumbham. They are two planets owned, houses, sorry, owned by the planet Saturn. Saturn has stepped out of its own house, moved off into a house of a benefic, into Jupiter's house, Meenam. And then you'll have Rahu coming into Kumbham. So you have that connection anyway, so that the nexus is going to happen. But then again, you have for the month of April, Jupiter looking at your uh, Rasi, Magaram. So it is pacifying it. M- Anything you want to do in the month of April, good, do it. Take courage. You may put your own mental block to stop yourself from doing it, but April, definitely do it. It'll work to your favor. Just don't make anything to do with migrating out of the country. You can't do it at this time, right? Uh, but in May, June onwards, you can think about moving on to another country, moving on to from one state to another state for job purposes, business, getting married to a foreign national and all that. Yes, after May, June, not in April. If you have to push away your wedding, your marriage, if you have set it in April, push it away 1 month minimum, and then you'll be good. Other than that, Saturn moving away to the third house. Yes, there'll be some sibling rivalries, courage. Like I said, it'll step on courage. And you yourself will be your own stumbling block. You believe, you have confidence, but you will stop yourself like, what if I fail? What if this happens? What if that person laughs at me? What if? April on month of April, yes, do it. Even if your own mind says no, that is a false no. Get onto it, do it, it'll work. But you have to be quick. You can't be sluggish like Saturn. And sibling problems will come. Short distance travels might give you accidents. You will drive slowly, and even then will cause you problems, right? Sometimes slowness will give you an accident. You will walk slowly. Beyond that, we will see once Rahu Ketu transit and Jupiter transit happens. We'll talk more about it in the upcoming videos. But again, Magara Rasi natives, yeah, pretty good deal, especially in terms of uh, doing a postgraduate studies. Yes, now it'll start falling into place, but you won't get the um, foreign universities and colleges that you were thinking of. It won't come in April. It'll come again, delayed in the month of May. So whatever arrangements, plans, travel plans that you have placed, it's all going to get disrupted. But then again, in a month, it'll all sort itself out. So don't be too disappointed. Don't be distressed. It's all coming to a resolution. So well done, Makara Rasi natives. Next up, Kumbha Rasi. Well, Janma Sani has come to an end, although again, Saturn is still sitting on Puratadi. If you are a Puratadi Nakshatra native, Saturn is still going to hold on to you and do its malefic thing. So, despite what other astrologers say that, oh, Janma Sani is over, you can go and do the wonderful things that you've been putting off and things will work out. No, it won't work out. If you're Puratadi Nakshatra native, right? The others like Sadayam, yes, sure, definitely. But then you have the owner of Sadayam, Rahu, coming in after May. will come into Kumbha Rasi. And then we will see again that Rahu doing good or bad depends on how Rahu is placed in your native birth chart because it's a chameleon. It can do good in Kumbha Rasi for some natives. It can also do bad, and I mean really bad, worse than what Saturn can do for the same for other Kumbha Rasi. So for some Kumbha Rasi, it'll do extreme good beyond your imagining. For some Kumbha Rasi natives, it'll do extreme bad. Again, beyond your imagining, beyond what Sani can even think and do for you. Rahu will do it without even thinking. And it can be pretty nasty. Then again, for Kumbha Rasi and Rahu, I won't go into specifics because the range of events that can happen is pretty wide. I can't go through in bullet points for all of it for each of you. You have to give me your birth chart or your birth details, and then we have to talk about it exclusively about you, about your birth chart, because it's a million combinations to look at. But then for Saturn transit, 30th March, oh, that is a very good deal, all right? And except for what I said. Puratadi, the still Janmasani effects will still go on. You'll still have sleepless nights. You will still feel challenges coming in, right? Your fights with your spouse, your boss, being in the blind spot, all of that will still continue at least until June, May or June. But then again, it's in the clearing phase after that. Illnesses will come to an end. Court cases, litigation that has been put against you or litigation that you started, it will linger on for another 2 months, but then it's in the upward trend. Remedying, remedies, resolution, all of that is coming into place. Hang on for a while. You need the strength of Jupiter to move and look at your Rasi. Jupiter, after it moves in 19th May, it'll look at Kumbha Rasi way better, especially when Rahu is there and Jupiter looking at it. It's a magnifying effect. Again, positive effect or negative effect depends on your Rasi chart of the time when you were born. Your birth chart is what we need to look at. Other than that, Sunny moving away from there, from your Rasi, you will be able to use your body better. Pain and aches will come to an end. You will get your energy back. You'll be able to do uh, your exercises will come back. You are able to hit the gym. Movement will come back. Your face will start to look clearer, right? You'll start to you'll begin to look younger, or at least your age again. So all these things are going to be very positive for you. But then again, it's not going to happen immediately. I would say May, June is when you can expect things to happen. But it'll allow you to do certain things. What it allows you to do, what Sunny allows you to do, as you're trying things out, you know that some things are succeeding, some things are not succeeding. So it'll be very clear after June onward. So pick and choose your battles. Again, I cannot tell specifically for Kumbha Rasi, these are the things like you can go and study postgraduate, you can go and do stock markets, you can make profit. No, again, it's different for each Kumbha Rasi natives. The combinations are different. Anyway, good times are coming. Uh, everything will be fine. And finally, we have Meena Rasi. And as we can see, Meena Rasi, you have 6 planets in the Rasi position, and you have Saturn from its, obviously you were running Sade Sati, but now it's a middle phase. So you have Janma Sani going in, coming into your place, 30th March, and immediately you will start to feel physical manifestations of Sani, right? So you will have, again, all the standard things, hitting the knees, getting knee pain, joint pain, sluggishness. You'll feel your face, skin tone is darker than the rest of your body. all of that will manifest. Your iron count in your blood is going to go up, meaning that your blood is going to become thicker. So blood flow inside you, internal blood flow is going to be slower. Hence, you'll be even more sluggish. So it's like a feedback loop, right? Sluggish, being more sluggish, feeding back again, being more sluggish. And that's just the deal. You have to accept it. And problems with children, problems with your father, problems with your spouse, problems at work, problems with your boss. All of this is going to come in a big way. You'll feel it immediately, 30th March, 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th April itself, you will feel it. And you will know what I'm talking about. You can leave a comment here. Tell me exactly what you are going through. You have Puratadi, one padam there. You have Uttratadi, a nakshatram owned by Saturn. And then you have Revati, Mercury's star. So Puratadi, Uttratadi, Revati. And all three are going to be affected. Communication, when a Mercury's thing comes into play, communication, and anyone who is in IT, anyone who is in audit accounts, anyone who is an astrologer, anyone who is in teaching, research, all of this you're going to be affected in a very big way, negatively affected. And that's just the deal for the next 30 months when Saturn is in Meenam. Unfortunately, you have Jupiter won't be able to look at its own house anytime in the 30 months. So there's not going to be any much of a relief. Only positive thing is when Rahu Ketu moves, especially Rahu from that house goes into Kumbham. Yes, you will have some kind of relief, but end of April, you may feel or you may have an experience which is going to be very negative. You will know it as you experience it. It's going to be glaring in your face. It's not going to be hidden. It's going to be straight up. You're going to feel it. It's going to be painful. And I want you to be able to brace yourself for it. Don't keep it to yourself, guys. Leave a comment here. Drop a word or two. Tell us what you're going through. It's going to be hard. I'll be very direct. I'm going to be transparent. Meena Rasi natives, you're not going to have a good 30 months. I have to say it as it is. And that's the point of all this video and this support group, right? Just to keep us going, all right? And just to say that you're not alone. We know what you're going through, especially, rather, I know what you're going through. Uh, been there, done that, lost it, made it. It's just a way of life, cyclical, right? A wave. Now you're on the low end, and you just have to deal with it. Again, children, spouse, parents, okay, that pretty much covers everyone whom we care about in life. Children, spouse, parents, mother, father, especially father. Income will be affected, speech, your own self, even you are going to be affected. And hang in there. It'll come to an end. You're in the tunnel, but the tunnel ends. There's light 30 months later. We'll do check-ins. I will do many videos throughout this period and never going to leave you hanging. Um, we'll take it in stages, year by year. And I hope you all are able to sustain a positive mindset. If not, just leave a comment and I will get back to you here. So that's my analysis of the 12 Rasis for the Sani Peyarchi, 30th March. I'll do another one for Rahu, Ketu, and Jupiter. So there'll be another video which covers this too, Jupiter and Rahu, Ketu, in May. And we will see how things manifest itself at that time. That'll be definitely middle of the year. In fact, 2025 is moving along speedily. Uh, and it'll be a good year for all of us. So I wish you all the best and God bless you all. Thank you.